Hello there, and it's just before 10, and just behind me, about there, is the Diama border. So I'm going to do the Senegal border control first, and then I'll do the Mauritania one. And I think the Senegal one will be quite easy, but I think the Mauritania one will be a little bit long and a little bit protracted, I think. Anyway, we'll see. But it's about 25 degrees, which is lovely. So just after I get past the border, I've got about 15 miles of rough dirt road, and which is going to be a challenge, and it'll be exciting. And by the end of it, I'll be glad to get onto tarmac again. So anyway, I'm at the border, heading north, and speak to you later. Bye bye. And there we go, that's me through the border. It took about 45 minutes to get through the Senegal border. A lot of it's just waiting and hanging around while your passport gets passed around. Got over there and got to the Mauritania border. That took about 45 minutes as well. Most of it's just hanging around while your passport goes to different desks. But had my fingerprints taken, my mugshot taken, got my visa, which was €55, and then I got my insurance, which was €20 for 10 days. And that was it. Then I got about halfway along the Diama road. I got stopped at a checkpoint. Fortunately, I had my cameras off, but they wanted to see the footage. So I had to get my bags off, get my laptop out, show them the footage. Unfortunately, a few minutes before that checkpoint, I'd turned my camera off. So there was nothing for them to see. So that was it. But it was just the embuggerance factor, really, of having to take my bag off and get the laptop out and everything like that. And then they were telling me no cameras allowed in the border area. So anyway, and that's it. And at the moment, I'm just still in the middle of no man's land. I'm about 10 miles away from the Diama border, and that's the road behind me. And that's the road I've come. So anyway, onwards and upwards, as I say. So I'll speak to you later. Bye bye. and hello the internet and everyone who's watching, and hello to my subscriber. You're looking a bit chunky there. Now I know where all the mince pies have gone. Anyway, I'm here in Mauritania, and what a day. What a day. I left the campsite about 9 o'clock, got to the border about 10ish, about 10 o'clock, and then I made the crossing. Senegal wasn't too bad. It's just hanging around really, which is frustrating more than anything else, especially when you see your passport lay on a desk waiting for someone to action it. Then I got through the Mauritania side, and again that was frustrating more than anything else, because it's just waiting and waiting and waiting. But I finally got through on the Mauritania side, and that was €55 for my visa, and then €20 for my bike insurance for 10 days, because I'm going to do 10 days in Mauritania before I get back into Morocco. So once I left the border, I hit the Diama road, which is 15 miles of very tough road, let me say. Well, it's not. I mean, it's passable. You can pass it in 4 wheels, on 2 wheels. It's a bit like an endurance, really, because on 2 wheels you just got to stand up on your footrests all the time, because that's the best way to do it, to be honest. So there's that aspect which is tiring. I mean, it's all right for a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but after an hour or so, you really want to sit down, and it does get tiring. The other aspect as well is your concentration. You've really got to concentrate for the amount of time you're on the road, because the road is full of ruts, big holes, corrugation, undulations, and you can't let your mind wander, so it's total concentration for the entirety. And about halfway along I got stopped, and fortunately I just turned my camera off not long before, and they stopped me, wanted to see who I was, where I was going, which was not rocket science really, but and then they saw the camera, and then they wanted to see what I'd been filming. Now, I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you can play back on a GoPro, but I couldn't work out how to do it, so I had to get my bag off, get the laptop out, put the card in the laptop and show them. Unfortunately, I'd stopped filming, so the border post wasn't on the footage, which was okay, and they were happy with that. But then he says I'm not allowed to film in on the Dharma Road, on the border crossing. So anyway, it's their country. And I put everything back on the bike, and I carried on, and that was it. And I finally got to the end of the road and back onto tarmac. And as soon as I got back onto tarmac, I was so happy. It took me about an hour and a half, maybe nearly 2 hours to do that stretch of road, because you cannot go fast. I suppose you could do if you're suicidal, or you've got a smaller bike or a lighter bike, or if you're a Paris to Dakar specialist. But for me, on a bigger heavy bike, I've just got to take my time, and that's what I did. And I got there, and I didn't fall off. I did not fall off. Anyway, got onto tarmac. As soon as I got onto tarmac, I gave it walk factor 10, and to make up some lost miles. And then I finally got to Nouakochott about 4:30. And it was strange coming up, because as soon as you leave the Diama road and start coming north, everything's deep red sand coloured, lots of deep red sand with the dark green trees, and you pass camels, and then as you start coming north, the sand gets paler and paler and paler, and by the time you get to Nouakochott, it's like a pale grey colour. But anyway, and got into Nouakochott. There was some roadworks. I had to take a diversion through some back streets which were made of sand, and my front wheel was all over the place. But I made it through, and I finally got to the campsite about 4:30, and that's where I'm camped. You just see behind me there, which is there. Now, I was only camper, but he's just arrived, so this is us. Most of it is taken up. There's camper vans on the other side, and you've got these sort of Bedouin style tents which are here, and there's actually lots of people sleeping in those. Now, the strangest thing is the time at the moment is 6:20, and I noticed this The last time I was here, just before sunset, everyone comes onto the beach, and as you can see there, loads and loads of people. And I noticed the same thing when I was in Morocco, in the south there, just near the sand dunes. At sunset, everyone would come out from the villages, and they'd all sit on the sand dunes and watch the sunset. And I must admit, there's something mystical and magical about a good sunset, isn't there? Absolutely. But this site's pretty good. It's right next to the beach, so you've got a little bit of a breeze. They've got a cafe here as well, so you can get something to eat or drink, which is good. And they've also got some showers and toilets. And actually, they've got hot water in the showers, which is quite good. So, so as soon as I got here, straight in the shower. I had a lovely shower, which was good, which sort of revitalised me, really. And tonight, well, it's the 31st of December tonight, New Year's Eve. And out here, I think this is how people celebrate New Year's Eve. And also it's a dry country as well, so people are a little bit more sensible in this part of the world. But tonight I'm going to be in my bed by 9 o'clock because I'm absolutely shattered. Absolutely shattered, really tired. It's been a long day today. Up early, the road, and just getting here. It was a tiring day. Plus I'm no spring chicken. But for tomorrow, I'm going to have a rest. I'm going to do it as little as possible. Fortunately, they've got Wi-Fi here, so tomorrow I'll just edit this video together, get it uploaded. Then after that, the following day, on the 2nd of January, I'm going to head north again. Now, I might head for Nouadhibou along the coast, or I might head to the northeast and go to a place called Attar. The problem I've got with going to Attar is, will I get petrol in Attar? Because in Mauritania, petrol is quite a rare commodity. You can get it in Nouadhibou, you can get it in Nouakochott, where I am at the moment, but in the outlying areas, it's a very rare commodity. So I've been told that in Attar I shouldn't have a problem at all. But do I believe those people? I can do about 300 miles with the fuel I've got, maybe about 325, 340. With the extra fuel that I carry. Now, Attar is 250 miles away. So if I go, it's a one-way trip. If there's no fuel there, how I get back, I do not know. But I've been told that there's also black market fuel as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, on the 2nd of January, when I go north, again, I don't know when I'm going to end up. So after this video, I really don't know when you're going to hear from me again, because internet is also a very rare commodity in Mauritania. So if there's no Wi-Fi that I can get in Nouadhibou or Attar, then the next time you hear from me is when I get back to Morocco in about 10 days time. So there we go. So you're going to have to be a little bit patient. It's strange, really. I've been getting lots of messages of people asking lots of questions, and I would love to answer those questions. But the first thing is, it's time. And if I'm here for, say, maybe one day of rest, I really don't have the time to sit down there and answer lots of questions. Also, I need the Wi-Fi to do that. Now, when I'm going to stay somewhere, if I'm going to stay somewhere for a few days, then yeah, I will answer as many questions as I can. And hopefully when I get to Morocco, I'm going to be staying there for a few days. Same if I go to Attar, I'm going to stay there for a few days. Now, if they've got Wi-Fi, I can answer lots of questions. But if you don't hear from me, then I really do apologise, because there's two things that are at a premium out here. One is power, to power my laptop. It's like where I am at the moment, there is no means for me to power my laptop. So I have some batteries, and once those batteries have charged my laptop, that's it. I cannot charge it anymore. So I have to be quite frugal with my laptop. Also, it's Wi-Fi as well, and if I've not got access to Wi-Fi, I just can't answer any questions. So if you've asked me a question, I want to say I'm really sorry. I've not answered. I'm not being rude or ignorant. It's just that I just don't have the Wi-Fi or the electricity to sit there for an evening answering questions. But I will get back to you at some stage. But for the moment, tonight is, well, it's New Year's Eve today. So I know that in most of Europe, everyone will be celebrating. For me, I will be in my sleeping bag at 9:30. I am really tired. I've had my shower. I'm going to get something to eat in a little while. And then I'm going to get my head down. I'm going to catch up I'm going to catch up on some beauty sleep. I need it. But well, this is me in Nouakochott in Mauritania on a beautiful, cool evening, waiting for the sun to set. And tomorrow is the start of a new year with lots more miles to do and lots of new countries to visit. So for everyone else out there, I wish you all the best for 2024. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me, and thanks for all the messages. And have a great 2024. Bye bye.